So we're going to do like a Q&A. If there's questions that you want to ask. Doctor, how are you? Good to see you.
Hi, I'm fine. I want to really thank you for adding the people of healthcare workers to be a part of this session.
Okay, please don't make this about me. Where do you work?
Let's start.
So I work at a trust.
Okay.
It's a hospital. It's a diagnostic center. So I'm a dentist.
Okay, so I just want to start by saying I gave you like emotional credit because I thought you were a real doctor, but you're a dentist. And like I fucking no. Listen, Dr. Saran, I painted you out to be like this hero and this frontline worker or whatever. You're not. You're just listening to people go, I don't laugh at no, this one is hurting. What's it? Chocolate?
Hi. If you were PM for the one day, what would you do?
Oh, fuck you, man. Like, really? This is how low the bar is for Prime Minister now? Right? Isn't there a Sonu Sood Zoom call that you should be on right now? Because honestly, if the criteria for Prime Minister is just chest inches, Sonu Sood's the guy. Alright? If I was Prime Minister for a day, what the hell would I do? If I was Prime Minister for a day, you know what I would do? I would pass a law whereby for the next 6 months, every religion has to swap their religious places of worship. That's what I would do. Alright. So I would say that every mandir is now a masjid and every masjid is now a mandir, and Muslims will go and pray in the temple and Hindus will go and pray in the masjid just to live within their space and absorb their culture and say your Hindu prayers over there and look at the shit that is on that wall and understand those differences. That's what I would do. I would just swap. That's it. Like a exchange program.
So I'm from South Africa, and we had our second wave last year. In December going into January.
Yeah.
Our numbers were not as high as India's, but the devastation it's the same level.
And listen, thank you for always sending us good stuff like new variants. You send that over. Look, I'm just kidding.
Of your variant as well. So
You think South Africa sent us the new variant to balance out for sending us Gandhiji? Maybe they're like, listen, we gave them Gandhiji, it really worked out for them. Now we need to balance this shit out. You're getting a new variant. I'm sorry.
Many countries are helping India right now.
Yeah.
For COVID reliefs and all. Do you think it's something to do with India's foreign relationship with those countries?
I think so. I think they're helping us because they don't want Modi to hug them again. He hugs super hard. Like, have you seen every world leader just be like, oh, fuck, man. This guy needs a hug more than I need a hug. You cannot take credit away from the Ministry of External Affairs and the Foreign Office, etc. It's one thing to say that America has sent aid, India did blah blah blah. America sent aid because Indian diplomats went to work. Let's be clear about that. Because Modi was like Davos mein jeet gaye, right? And then some guy who's the ambassador in that country has to make this shit happen. So I would give full credit to Indian diplomats because they're actually some of the best diplomats in the world.
Because you were speaking about like wokeness and all that.
The wokeness. It is my job to fail. What is my job? My job is to push the line, right? That's all my job is, right? And I have to keep pushing it and keep pushing it and keep pushing it until you let me know that it's too much, right? And I will get it wrong way more than I get it right. And the minute we stop pushing the line, we don't grow anymore as artists, right? So a lot of times we say a comedian said this shit 10 years ago, etc., etc. Yeah. And it was a shit joke then, but we pushed the line and we learned some stuff, but we are jokers at the end of the day. Was your workplace as safe 10 years ago as it was now. You're better people today. So why would I apologize for being shitty at my job 10 years ago than I am right now? I'm not apologizing for being bad at my job. And I'll tell you why. Because I plan to be bad at my job tomorrow. All right. I'm going to keep pushing this line and I'm going to get it wrong again. I'm going to be stupid and I'm going to be tone deaf. And the worst thing that can happen to me if I get it wrong is the way that you people let me know I got it wrong, which is complete silence. I got 14 legal notices last year. I went to the High Court twice to defend jokes, so there is that. I get called a terrorist 100 times a day from different people, and I'm like, they're like, Veerdas is a anti-establishment agent, and I'm like, I wasn't motivated enough to put on underwear today. Are you seriously saying that my agenda is destroying the establishment? All I can say is you're in charge of wherever we're headed, and I continue to learn from you guys.
So my question is that due to this situation, how do you sleep at night without anxiety? I get a lot of anxiety when I sleep.
I'm somebody who struggles with depression. I'm somebody who struggles with anxiety. I'm somebody who struggles with all of that stuff, and I go to therapy, I have a meditation app. I do all of that stuff. Please reach out for mental health resources because there's no stigma, taboo, shame. I know you're surprised. What, comedians who deal with depression? That's such a rare thing. But trust me, reach out to as many resources as you can, please. Let's show Riddhi a little bit. If anybody's struggling with anxiety right now, wave your fucking hands at the camera. Let me see. Right? So look at that. I'm looking at 500 people waving their hands, really. All right? So, just so you know, this is like the rally in West Bengal right now. Everybody's here and anxious. All right, cool.
Yeah, hi, Veer.
Hi.
I wanted to ask, what can we do? I mean, what you are doing is, for charities and all of these things, but can you suggest what all of us can do individually rather than just...
It's hard enough to take care of yourself. So just do that for now. Focus on yourself. As Gen Z says, self-love is very important. If you don't love yourself, how will you love other people? And I'm just that's literally what I've done my whole life, is not love myself and try to love other people.
Hey, Veer, I think you took a lot of case on that COVID website when we started to register on that. And then when you started your first show out, I think while booking the tickets, similar kind of situation happened even then. I would want to hear something on that. What were you going through? How you felt about it?
We sell 1,000 tickets in 4 minutes, and I honestly don't know what it is. So either I just need to not think about what I'm doing because it's right, or you guys are so super fucked right now that I'm valid, right?
Do you think that there is a difference in humanity within our country in general? Do you see us moving forward as a nation in terms of the general population, humans?
I am so deeply regretful about the loss of life that we have had, but I am so deeply optimistic about where we are headed. I have to be honest with you, because I really think what we needed was an indelible unifying memory that we could all relate to, irrespective of religious faith or political leanings or any of that stuff. Right wing, left, most of India wants to pay their bills and watch Big Boss and go to bed and make sure that their family is safe and, that everybody's okay. And we have this one memory where we all helped each other get oxygen. We all helped each other get plasma, and it didn't matter, And very soon, every political party will try and make us forget about those things. This moment of unity that we have right now. And I just don't think they'll succeed. I really don't. So whoever wins the next election, we will win because of this. This moment will outlive all these fucking leaders and their legacies. I promise you. And most of them won't know how history remembers them because they won't know how to read it. So we'll be absolutely fine. But we'll remember.